beginning words that everybody always says, and then I'll introduce us.
Ladies and gentlemen of the podcast, whatever.
Okay, I'll do that. I'll throw it to you.
Yeah. Throw it to me. I know who's running.
We are live.
Bleh.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the 3-episode podcast. Tonight we are doing one of our Interlude episodes. We just did our Bethesda trio, where each of us took a turn and tried to defend one game, starting off with Fallout, and then the Doom series, and then I argued for Dishonored. And Val was our honorable judge, and she is going to she's taken some time, looked at her notes, and she's going to tell us which one of us won tonight, which game that she would rather play over the other two. And we also have Steve, some last minute arguments trying to tell her that she should ignore all Bethesda games and instead start with Borderlands. So Val, why don't you introduce everyone, and then we'll go right into Steve's arguments so we can hear about what he's been talking about for the last 2 years.
Okay. First, I would like to introduce my main man, who's been my left hand, my safety protector when things got too spicy. My bailiff of sorts. The Borderlands argument today is Steve.
Welcome, guys, and because I've been protecting her, she's going to be choosing Borderlands.
Oh
It's a safe bet. If
she chooses Borderlands, I quit.
Next I have the man, the myth, the legend, the Japanese cherry blossom beauty, the snacky barely legal paralegal Mr. Travis.
Hello.
Who's got his nice new screen that Mom bought him.
My nice new background that I get to use.
Is that your Christmas present?
It's my birthday present.
Wait, when was your birthday?
His birthday
December
is next
15th.
episode.
Yeah.
Tuesday.
Hell yeah.
I get a birthday episode? Whoa.
Yeah,
That's
it's our candle nights. We're all going to be opening our gifts and stuff. Yeah.
All right. I have to go grab my snack.
Oh yeah, you gotta go get your snack. I hope imagine if he knocked that over and broke it.
Or like knocked it over onto his roommate, killed his roommate with it, basically.
Next I have the Doom lawyer himself, who's did you wear your onesie? Did you take your onesie off?
I didn't put it on.
Oh, I put my onesie on, man. All right, Doom lawyer Ryan, who's not wearing his onesie.
Well, I could put it on. It's right here. I'll
do it.
Like
Make this episode a little sexy. That's
no, right. You need to put on your new coveralls.
That's what we're talking about.
Oh, okay.
That's why
your janitor uniform.
Yeah. Hey.
I told Devin she's got to buy you the patch. No, Steve, wait until you see. He looks like the janitor from Scrubs.
I like that. That's a good look. You can make that sexy somehow. Make it like cutoff shorts. Maybe put like a butt flap in. Bedazzle it.
There is an episode of Scrubs where he makes JD a pair of cutoff scrub shorts.
Yep. I do now. Okay, so next I'm gonna go to my favorite little snuggle bear and sometimes spicy boy, but today just a mild to medium spicy boy, handsome boy John.
Hola.
even the hola sounded sad.
Oh, dude, it's just been a day.
He's just a mild guacamole today, folks.
Man, yeah, what's depressing is I have a whole fuck ton of notes right over there that I took because I went back and listened to all 3 episodes plus the second half of the last Interlude episode because that's how much I want to win.
You don't want to go get your notes? Do you need to go?
It's right there, and Noelle's right there, and she's got an ice cube, and it's right there. I'll get there eventually. I'm going last. I've got time.
We've got time. And last but not least, I have the Dishonored Defense, Big Daddy Justin.
Hey, everyone. You've already heard my voice, so.
Okay, so like we said, we're gonna do our wrap-ups from all of the Bethesda games. But first I would like to hear some open arbitration from the Borderlands boy. So let me bang my gavel and officially start our federal court business.
So this is so before Steve's begins, this is just going to be like the Michelle Crozen or whatever the hell her name is, that was Giuliani's witness in the Michigan. I don't know if anybody saw that. That's what Steve's arguments are going to be.
She's like, they locked me in a room.
They threatened me. They threatened my children.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Hey, while we're talking about her for a quick moment, everything that she said in that courtroom, or not even courtroom, it was just in front of the legislature that she was with, almost 95% or maybe 100% has been debunked already. She is still on social media. She hasn't been fired from a job, yada, yada, yada. She's a fucking liar.
Yeah, she's a Looney Tune. As I don't even know who likes to say. I think Amber's mom used to like to say that, but she's a Looney Tune.
Were there people that were confused about whether she was a Looney Tune?
Well, I mean, okay, I don't want to get into too political, but yes, I mean,
okay,
their whole point is to just keep this going.
The Lamb.
It's not going to work. So
you know, the Lambs where Buffalo Bill just takes a thing of red lipstick and just like puts it all over his face.
Fuck me.
Put her lipstick on.
Yeah.
That's wore her lipstick. She just opened it and then went on to the stand.
Okay.
Listen, just
so
now a makeup artist.
Now that we described what Steve's arguments are going to sound like, let's throw it to Steve.
Yeah. All right. Steve, court's officially in session. Bailiff, I guess today you're moving on up from Bailiff Town. So go ahead.
Travis is the bailiff right now.
Snacky bailiff. Snacky.
Yes.
Legal bailiff.
Oh God, this isn't going to
I've
go
been
well.
promoted.
Wait, hang on. I just thought of something. Tonight, Travis is the snacky, barely legal bailiff paralegal.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
I didn't have
Make
my
it
headphones
so,
in,
Justin.
So if you already said that,
Done.
Yes.
I mean, it's pretty when you say it too. All right, Steve, floor's yours, kiddo.
All right, I think I just pissed my pants. That's fine.
I did too. I did it in solidarity.
All right. So Borderlands is not really an open world concept. It has lots of regions, but it's not fully open world like other games are. It is a story-based game, but with lots of paths that you can take. So you don't have to just go for the end game. You could go over here, do some killing, get some hair, or blow things up.
Hold, please. Did you say get some hair?
Yes.
Do you care to elaborate? Because I feel like if I went out into the world to get some hair, I'd end up in jail for things.
I mean, literally there is a mission in the second Borderlands where you are literally given a mission early on in the series or early on in the game to go out and punch bullymongs, which are these four-armed, two-legged, right? They're two legs, but they're these giant apes that you hit to death, and then they drop hair only for the mission. And with that hair, you get to turn it into 1 to 2 people to get either a sniper rifle or a shotgun. Yeah.
I don't mean to derail you, but why don't you start where we started from? Why don't you start with the story? Why don't you start with like...
This is my notes right now.
For anyone listening to this, Val's notes so far with Steve's argument is Borderlands, get some hair.
That's a question mark?
I'm trying to help you here, Steve. Why don't you start with the story? Why don't you start with how it starts? Why don't you start with why you're that? Like, start with that stuff.
But if I did, I wouldn't be me.
Yeah, okay. Well, no, Steve, I appreciate that. No, the delivery is just mwah, 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 mwah. So,
Here we
I
go.
know.
Yes,
I know how to
got
talk
it.
to my
Yep.
audience.
yes.
Here,
Do you
here,
though?
let me
Do you?
let me elaborate more on what Steve is talking
No,
about.
no, 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 no,
No,
no,
no.
This is
No,
his
it's
argument.
mine.
No.
This is
No.
mine and only.
He's been talking about this for 2 years. He can describe this game perfectly fine, Ryan.
And even if he doesn't, it's. I mean, go ahead, Steve.
It's
I
fine. It's fine.
I'll
Go on.
just go clean up the studio a little more.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
All right.
So you beat up some apes and then you get their hair.
So you could get their hair. Yes.
Uh-huh.
That's not
You know
even the first one. That's the second one.
I know. I know what she likes, and I'm grabbing it.
Val
fault me for
grab
that.
hair?
I mean, she doesn't want to go to jail for it if she does it, so this is a perfect
Yeah,
opportunity for her.
If you're talking about the second one, can you tell her about the one mission where you go and kill the guy because he wants you to kill him?
Can
Is
we start
McShooty?
off?
This
Yeah.
is all just eating into his time. I'm fine with it.
Yeah,
Continue,
okay. I'm
please,
done.
Travis,
I'm done.
help
Hands
him.
up. Hands up.
Hold
Hands up. I'm done. I'm done.
So you euthanize someone? Like they were euthanized?
There's a guy who wants to be shot in the face, so you
And
accept the message, and if you shoot him in the leg, you don't complete it. If you shoot him in the body, you don't complete it. If you shoot him in the arms, he doesn't complete it. If you shoot him in the face, you complete the mission.
Okay, so here, let's have an update of my notes.
Euthanasia.
Euthanasia. All right. Continue. Very good.
You are a treasure hunter of sorts because you do like dragons. So
Oh.
there is a DLC, yes. So there is a DLC which you don't have to buy to continue the story, but it's a nice like little recap to see what happens like after you finish the second game. My whole goal is to make you play the second game, not the first one, the second one, not the pre-sequel, not Tales from the Borderlands, and not the third one. So out of the 5 games, I want you to play only the second one.
This
Okay.
is going better than I thought it would.
You're
I
welcome.
mean, the whole goal was to get her to play a series, not just a single game. So
I mean, if she wants
You
more,
are fake news.
no, what
if
I
she-
mean is the Borderlands as a series is the winner, or Fallout as a series, or Doom. Or
right? But
Dishonored.
if I could get her to play the second Borderlands first, I feel like it'll be easier for her to play the first one, then the pre-sequel for a little wonky physics, Tales, which is just very different compared to the other Borderlands, and then 3, which is
Downhill
they're
fast.
still working on.
Yeah, it's like when you watch a really good show and then you watch like the shitty spin-off just because you want something relatively close to what you're watching.
Oh,
Right.
young Sheldon.
Ugh, no, I'm not. You know,
Frasier.
because you have a headache, I'm not going to talk
No,
about
I
it.
fucking hate everything to do with Big Bang and Sheldon. I just wanted to say that as a joke.
If you were a Big Bang person and a Disney person, I would have to probably, we'd have to go to therapy together.
Euthanize?
Our friendship. All right, wait, I would what?
You have to euthanize that friendship?
No, not my spicy guacamole boy.
All right.
Continue.
So I'll give you more or less the premise. So you are one of, in the second game, 6 Vault Hunters. Originally started off as 4, which they are more customizable. You can change their head and skin. You can
Okay.
change vehicle skins and everything else because you do get those as well. And also, no, third one, you can change the gun skins. That one doesn't really matter too much. Anywho, the premise is you were hired by Marcus, who is the storyteller, who tells you about this.
You're not hired by Marcus.
That's just- And this is in his.
Okay, but okay.
Wait, you're not hired by Marcus? But
Marcus
is it-
doesn't hire you. Marcus is a character that owns the gun shop. Marcus doesn't hire you. You are there to find the vault. You're not hired by him to find the vault.
Well, he is telling the story about the Vault Hunters.
Yeah,
that
because he's the narrator. You don't have to be the main. Okay,
All right, so I put that in my notes as hired by Marcus. Just kidding.
Yeah,
vote-
just kidding.
That's good, right?
I like how they're all getting mad at me. I love this.
I
I'm
love
not getting mad. I ain't mad.
I know you're not.
I'm just eating.
Dude,
I like turtles.
the podcast janitor.
What am I missing? Oh God. So
I'm
Are you
sorry.
done?
Steve. The
it's okay.
is-
You can't touch this. You can't touch this.
All right. Let's get serious now. Come on, Steve. Come on.
All
I'm
Steve.
not trying to
Do
get
this.
serious. I was really hoping that Steve would come in here. He would have notes. He would start at the beginning. He would tell her
Notes?
the story.
He's doing a re-
Dude, do you know who I am?
He's literally Val. He's literally going point, and he's going. It's like, oh,
fine. He's making a collage.
okay,
He's
that's
Right.
fine. It's definitely a Steve argument. I like it. It's fine.
He's
It's-
having Michael J. Fox draw his scatter plot.
It's
Oh,
frustrating as hell, but it's fine.
You know what? I mini golfed behind Michael J. Fox once.
I bet that took forever.
It
I bet he ruined a lot of cars.
it was on Martha's Vineyard, and then I tried to get a picture of him, and the flash went off, and I felt really bad, so I ran away.
Oh God.
That's the greatest story ever.
Anyway, Steve, you got 12 minutes left, just so you know.
Hey, sorry.
Like,
I'm
I
sorry.
mean, with you guys, what happens with the time that you guys take away from me by just talking?
We're not taking it away from you. You're just not doing it right. So congrats.
So
No,
wait,
I was
45 seconds.
I was
Go,
also
Steve.
quiet
Go.
for you guys.
As bailiff, I say everyone shut the fuck up and let Steve talk.
This went downhill fast.
Wow.
I like it.
Yeah.
who,
So,
hired,
huh?
who are you hired by, if not Marcus?
You are hired by the thought or the riches of what could be contained in these vaults that you have to find. So in the vaults are treasures. So it's basically a scavenger hunt, or not scavenger hunt.
You're
A treasure
Indiana
hunt.
Jones.
Yes.
Okay. In vaults.
So the main planet that you are on for most of the games, except for the third, is a planet called Prometheus or Pandora. Sorry, you're on Pandora, where these vaults are, where a few of these vaults are kept, and they are guarded by vault beasts.
Is that where you-
be- Huh?
Is that where you get the hair?
No, the hair is usually in the snowy mountains. So, where you get hair. But the Vault monster in the second one is like a dragon, an earth dragon, actually. And you have to defeat him to enter the vault to claim your riches.
Oh, it's like Smaug.
Yes, it is looter shooter. So you collect guns, and guns.
Okay.
SMGs, pistols, shotguns, sniper rifles, rocket launchers, the whole kit and caboodle. And there's different rarities to all the guns, so some do more damage than others. It's also done by a leveling system. So when you start off, you're at level 1, and the cap right now is, for the second game, is level 80. And then from level 80, there is also end game, where you could go to overpowered levels up to 10. So you are level 80 using overpowered weapons up to 10. So the game gets extremely hard during the later games. It's also a game where it has lots of renewable play styles, or not renewable play styles. There's lots of different ways to play the game. You could go through the game just using a single type of weapon. Certain manufacturers only use only melee killing. So the game is forever entertaining because there's different ways of playing each character to play out this entire game. Borderlands 2 has, I believe, 5 big DLCs, which is downloadable content that you don't have to buy.
So the DLCs are not necessary for like.
No, they are not necessary
No.
to progress the game. They came out with a free DLC not too long ago. After 7 years, it was, I believe, free for everyone, which continued the storyline to end up going to Borderlands 3, which gave new guns, more to the story, and everything else. If you like D&D, there was also a DLC that was based around Dungeons and Dragons. So the
Wait.
narrator,
DLC about Dungeons and Dragons on Borderlands?
yes.
Ooh, nerd mashup. I like it.
There's a DLC called Marcus's Holiday, Christmas, something. But you basically have to save the Christmas holiday or whatever it's called. I don't know it off the top of my head. It's been a while since I played the game. And you have to go through, save the little village, defeat the BEG, and at the end of it, you get a train full of loot, and you get to pick whatever you want out of it. And you get to replay this mission over and over again to keep getting it. There are lots of little badass psychos in this game that are always trying to kill you. So you kill them first.
Is that where you?
What?
Is that where you get the hair?
No, you get the hair from the bullymons.
Okay. That's the only place you can get hair?
Yes,
Okay.
but it's only from one mission. But if you never turn it in and you only kill bullymons by mailing them, they will forever drop hair.
What does the hair do for you again?
You
It
turn
fulfills
in.
a mission.
Yeah, you fulfill a mission. So when you turn it in,
The game has a lot of missions that you have to go do.
But
Missions are things. Huh?
one of the missions is just to get hair?
yes.
Have you ever played World of Warcraft?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I look the amount of nerd that I am, I look like I should play World of Warcraft. Okay, I think I'm done. I think I've understood the hair. Probably not, but okay, continue.
The best way to understand is when you play it, you'll get a better understanding for it. I'm not as good as a selling point as the other guys are, but I have put quite a few hours in this.
I'm very intrigued for the hair alone. The hair and the euthanasia sold me.
Perfect. There are different types of enemies that you will be encountering. There are skags, which are like doggish creatures. There are people called psychos. There are rats that are kind of like bats. There are bullymons, which you get the hair from, which are basically gorillas, like a giant monkey type. There are crystal beasts that have crystals on the legs that grant you money.
How do you get the crystals off their legs?
You shoot the crystals on their legs, the crystals come off, and you get money for it. So it's a shooting game, so everything's mostly shooting or melee.
The whole okay, so all of it, yeah, okay. I lied to you. I don't quite understand the hair.
It's completely okay. It's a collectible thing.
I like it though. If anything's gonna make me play this game, it's the hair.
Perfect. There are, what is some of the other creatures? There are varkids, which are bugs that, if not attended to, get pretty big because they pot up and become bigger and badass. And if a varkid goes through all the evolutions, it becomes Vermi the Invincible, which is a very hard raid boss, which is like an end step to do. There are quite a few actual raid bosses in this, which drop only certain loot throughout the game. So if you're looking for a certain weapon that only this raid boss or this creature will drop, you could farm
How's he doing,
that
Timekeeper?
creature.
What'd you say, Justin?
I said, how is he doing, Timekeeper?
Oh yeah, is anyone keeping time?
I thought John was.
John's muted. John, are you alive? Did someone mute John? For fuck's
No, I
sake.
muted myself, so
No.
I didn't just yell at things. Hang on, let me find out. Time real quick on YouTube's.
Let's give him a hot five.
Oh, he doesn't need a hot five. So let's see. If we go back 16 minutes, it's when we all interrupted and tried to help Steve not fuck up his argument.
All
All
right,
right.
Steve. Closing argument, Steve. Sell it. Sell it, Steve.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm even more confused about what this game is about, and I've played the game after Steve's argument.
Yeah,
I like-
that's kind of my
Perfect.
point.
I like that. That's a selling point for me. It's very confused. I like that it's confusing you even though you've played it.
No, it's more the fact the way Steve's describing it. I'm confused by it.
You A reality is relative depending on the brain that's experiencing it. So, he wants to focus on the hair and the euthanasia. Maybe you want to focus on something else. I like it. All right, Steve, give us the like a hot 4 wrap up.
Steve, why do you love Borderlands?
Yeah, tell me why you love it.
I enjoy Borderlands because it is a shell shaded looter shooter. I don't know, just the colors to me make me
Ooh.
want to play it.
What are the colors like?
I'm colorblind.
Hey.
Wait, are you
I really love the colors I can't see. It's great.
The art style in Borderlands is very unique to Borderlands.
It's,
Yes.
it's
pretty.
very much like a comic book.
Yeah.
are you actually colorblind? Or are you just
Yes.
quoting a popsicle commercial?
No, I'm actually colorblind.
But you
So,
like the
I like the shades that I do see because of how they interact with each other. So for you, it might be like a blue that turns into like a green that turns into like a purple, or however that works. To me, it's a nice shade of gray that goes into like a bluish gray that turns into like a dark gray. To me, it's eye pleasing to play the game. I fell in love with the big bad of the game, which I never talked about. Thank
Who's
you,
dying?
Paisley. That was Paisley.
Hi, Paisley.
Hey, Brad.
The big bad is probably one of the best villains I've ever had to encounter, because throughout the entire game, he mocks you, makes fun of you, and it's really entertaining up until you kill him.
He's talking about the second one, Val, just so you know.
Yes.
Not the
That's-
first one. The first one, the big bad in the first one, you don't even encounter until the very end. Like, you don't know anything about it until the very end.
You mean you don't know anything about her till she goes away and something else? You don't even get to meet the big bad in the first one till it's the Vault Monster.
Borderlands 2 is the one that he'll play over and 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 over again. Borderlands 1 is it's good, but
Yeah. to me, it doesn't hold a candle to the second one. But Jack literally gives you a mission that says, kill yourself. Jump off a cliff into lava. You can do it, and he makes fun of you for it. Or you don't do it, and he makes fun of you for it. It's quite hysterical. But throughout the entire game, you loathe to hate him. Like, he is that guy. Plus, there's Claptrap, which is a machine that just can't do stairs. And you could give him a high five. And he's really annoying. Like me.
Borderlands has
Are legendary.
Borderlands has its own style of comedy to it.
Yes.
Basically, it's kind of like sort of British humor, but not really British humor.
It's the style of comedy that you would find in a wasteland planet filled with psycho people. That's
Yeah.
the kind of comedy it has.
I would say actually it's like comic book comedy is what it really
Yeah,
is.
that too, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like dry, but like dry conditional humor.
Yeah.
Somewhat, yeah. So I
All
believe
right.
that's all my time.
I would
Alright.
say, and I don't mean to add to Steve's argument, the best thing about Borderlands 2, specifically 2, was in the day or the weeks leading up to it, they did a whole commercial series just like they did for Halo 3 that were like pseudo live action, and it was different characters like trying to film it. And there's this one guy in it named Steve, and the whole thing is he goes, "Ayo!"
Heyo!
And he's in the fucking game. You find him in the game after you shoot Face McShooty in the face.
Yep. He is actually in a tavern.
Yep.
And that's all he does?
Ayo!
And when you
I
talk to him,
That's like stupid shit. I like the stupid shit that doesn't matter and doesn't make sense. I like that.
I mean, there are Easter eggs to a lot of different things in the world. Like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, they have a ripoff of that.
They also had a Minecraft ripoff in one part. I mean, like,
Yes, they do.
there's a lot of references, a lot of things that you can possibly find, but, you know, unless you go looking for it, you don't find it.
I see.
True. It rewards you for...
And that's time.
Looking-
Shut up, Steve.
No, finish your sentence.
It rewards you for wandering around these enclosed open spaces. There are developer chests in a few locations that loot you extra items. And if you look carefully during certain cutscenes, you would see what was in the cutscene lying around. So it all, like, the cutscenes seem to happen like real time. So, which is also really cool.
All right. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. The Borderlands bailiff. All right. So now that we've got our fourth contender, we're gonna review in reverse
I
order.
mean, is it actually a contender? I mean, I mean,
Bitch, you don't know what I'm thinking.
I mean, do you have any questions about it? Like you asked
No,
for the other guys?
I really enjoyed the way that you did it, and the air of mystery that you left is like very intriguing.
God damn it! I wish I had a liar soundbite.
I'm not lying. I'm 100%.
Oh wait, this is good.
You are fake news.
There you go.
Okay, so we're gonna go in reverse. We're gonna do our like final wrap up closing statements in reverse order of the way that they were given. So we'll do
Me.
yeah, we're gonna do Justin and then
Wait, wouldn't it be me first?
You just did yours.
did
Your
yours.
whole argument was your closing argument.
Right. No, because
Go ahead.
because that was my argument. So my closing argument is I like 2K games better than Bethesda.
Do you have a minute to tell me why?
No, I don't have that minute because everyone doesn't want me to have that minute.
No, but
I
you have 15 minutes to tell you about hair.
You have 1 minute to tell me about why. that those games are better than Bethesda without using
You
the
have
word.
30 seconds.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just enjoy the way 2K makes their games in comparison to Bethesda. Like, I just enjoy the looter shooter that is Borderlands compared to Dishonored or to I do like Doom, but I like Borderlands
Fuck
because
yeah,
that's
Steve. Fuck
because
yeah.
because that is Borderlands was the game that I was looking forward to for many years, and it stayed alive for so long with no actual help from anywhere else, which was really nice.
Dang.
Except for
And
3. 3 didn't do well.
3 is still in the making, so it has a chance.
It's been out a year. It's still in the making. Yeah.
It's been out for it has been out for over a year, and they are trying things that they said they wouldn't, and I do not like what they're doing with it. But that's on them. Yes, thank you, Rich.
Yes.
But
All
yeah.
right. Okay. Discussions are closed about Borderlands.
Yay.
Go back to. All right, let's go to Justin. You were before him a couple weeks ago, right?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, so the closing arguments that I have about Dishonored is basically based around three things. The first thing is the setting. Out of all three games, I mean, Fallout has a great open world, and Doom is set in Mars and hell, and it has a great atmosphere. But as far as the three games, I feel like Dishonored has the best setting. It has the best feeling to it, the best like solid overall feeling. Hell just feels hectic. Fallout just feels very open, which is it's meant to, but it just feels very open. I just feels like Dishonored has that great atmosphere to it. It has that great setting to it. That ashy, like dirty 1800s London kind of like, I don't know, Jack the Ripper kind of shit, and I love that. I love the setting. I love the combat mechanics. I love how you can sneak up behind someone, how you kill people, the powers you can use, that kind of stuff. And I love the chaos engine. I just love the fact that any decisions you make during the game affects the game as it's playing and affects the outcome of the game. I just love that mechanic. I think it's a brilliant mechanic, and I think they did it amazingly. Yeah, so I love Dishonored. Both the other two games are respectable. I play both of them. They're great games. I'm not gonna take anything away from them. I just feel like out of the three, Dishonored, in my opinion, is the one that I like to play the most. And that's the closing of my arguments. Nice, short, sweet.
Oh my gosh, that was very succinct. Brevity is the soul of wit.
Hey,
All right.
Justin,
Yeah,
can you just make it so I can screen share real quick?
yeah.
Thank you. I don't need it for right now. I just before.
No,
I get
you should be able to. I said it so. Here,
know,
I'll just take
thanks.
my screen share off.
Thanks, homie.
Wait.
We'll edit this in
stop
post.
share.
No, we won't.
There you go.
All right. Is it
All
my
right, we
turn
ready?
then?
Are you Doom Lawyer / janitor? Are you ready?
No, Val. Are you ready? Are you ready
Wait.
for Doom?
John, just a short aside. Whether I edit anything in post is all about how much time I have to sit through and listen to every single fucking word that we say over again or not. So sometimes I just skip through things and I listen to what I can.
Leave this part in.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave this in just to hammer home how much of a jackass you are to our listeners. Go ahead, Rye.
I had all this energy.
All right, okay, hold on.
Spicy Justin has appeared.
Hold on, let me try again. I'll try it
Do
again.
you want me to put a penny in the door?
Hold on. Okay, Doom Lawyer / podcast janitor, are you ready to give your statements?
No, are you ready for Doom, Val?
I mean, I was the first time and I still am the second time.
Okay, good. Because Doom is arguably the best game in the best series out of all three. Doom has the pedigree of being not only a formative game for all video games, Doom also has the best graphics of all three. Doom has a storyline. I realized there was an argument against me last time, but Doom has just as good of a storyline, arguably, as Dishonored or Fallout, and especially of Borderlands, because it's not even it's a storyline. There's one storyline. You're following all the way through. It's a better storyline because it's so succinct. It's so focused. Doom is razor focused on being Doom, and that's all it is. And it does that to perfection. It is the whole point of Doom. They've made a game that had a singular point of it, to make a game based around someone so badass, someone so cool and so fucking strong that he could take on all of hell by himself. And he makes demons cry, he makes demons scared of him. And that is the fun of playing Doom, and that is the feeling you get while playing Doom. Even when you die multiple times in Doom, it's more of a, well, fuck it, I'm gonna fucking do it this time kind of thing. Doom is the best of these games. And that is my closing arguments. Thank you for hearing them. I hope you judge us all fairly, but understand that Doom is the best. All right, I'm good.
All right. Let me write one more thing.
Are you writing down Doom wins?
God.
Okay, so John, you wanna give your closing statements?
Yeah, I just realized I don't know how to screen share. Oh, there it is. It's just the big green button at the bottom.
Okay, Grandma.
Listen, I don't use Zoom for anything else besides talking to you a-holes each week, so...
Can you change your name to Spicy Boomer?
I'm younger than you are. Oh, all right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this supposed jury...
The jury? You mean the one person?
These other lawyers would have you think that their games are the best. Now, 10 years ago, I might have thought that Dishonored was better.
You
or
sound
Doom was better.
I say, boy.
You sound
I
like
didn't interrupt you. I did not interrupt you. Hell,
Someone called
I
him a
almost pitied
boomer, and
these
now he's
guys
talking like
myself.
one.
But ladies and gentlemen, this supposed jury, I have one final thing for you to consider.
Are you reading from a script?
This is Chewbacca.
Fuck you, not the Chewbacca.
Seriously?
Fuck you, John.
Seriously? No. Hell fucking no, you cannot do this.
You said I could.
Oh, God.
Chewbacca is a Wookiee from the planet Kashyyyk. But Chewbacca lives on the planet Endor. Now I have to ask you a question. Why would Chewbacca, a 7-foot-tall Wookiee, want to live with a bunch of Ewoks who are 2 feet tall? I'll tell you why. It does not make sense. Anyway, so the real argument here, you guys told me I could have 2 extra minutes to make a joke. That was my joke.
Hold on. You know what I feel like? I feel like maybe Chewbacca has like a really small dick for a Wookiee.
Human-like or dog though? Because we've been having this argument for like 6 years now.
Hear me out though, because comparatively, like, you know how when you have like really tiny hands, it makes things look bigger when they're holding them. So maybe he's got like a really small dick, and he just wants dick to look normal sized, and like the Ewoks have really small hands, and like Ewoks and Wookiees aren't that different from one another.
Whoa, wait a minute. We know that Chewbacca has a family from something called the Star Wars Christmas special.
We don't talk about that, Travis.
Terrible movie in the entire world.
Hold on a fucking second. There's just because you have a family, A, doesn't mean you don't fucking Ewok, and B, doesn't mean you're faithful to your Wookiee family. He could be fucking Ewoks all over the place.
Hey guys, I actually had a defense to make.
Go ahead, John. You opened with a joke, so
I did. Can you go ahead and stop screen sharing Mr. Johnny Cochran doing the Chewbacca defense on me?
Yeah, sorry.
Thank you.
You started it.
I did start this, but I asked politely at the start if I could have 2 extra minutes to make a joke that has nothing to do with my defense.
Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead.
If we go back 5 weeks, and I did this, I went back and listened to all of our episodes, specifically the interlude episode of what Val wants. Val doesn't like being closed, or being chased or beaten up. Now, both of the other games there, you're in an enclosed space, being beaten up by demons, or you're being beaten up by soldiers and such.
Wait, no.
This is my time uninterrupted.
Yeah, but you're here to talk about your game, not talk bad about our games. That's not what this is for.
Both of us. I brought notes.
But both of us just talked about why our games are good, not why the other games are bad.
Well, you don't know how law works.
Whatever he wants with his time. He can sit.
And I also have to say, as bailiff, that Fallout, you do constantly get kicked around by shit.
No, you don't have to though.
I feel like he can use his time for what he wants to. So
Okay. Judge has spoken. That's fine.
So we also established that she likes dystopian, which is great because that's all 3 of these games, in a way, roundabout way. These are, unfortunately, though, these are 3 totally different genres where you can find merits in all of them. I will not take away the stealth aspects from Dishonored. I won't take away the fun aspect of just running into a room, doing whatever the hell you do in Doom for 22 hours repetitively the same thing. But
ooh, shade.
I said what I said, and I'm standing by that comment from still 2 weeks ago. But you also said that when you were a child and you liked to play city building games, and when you played Ocarina of Time or any of the Zelda games, you would just go fishing. So I don't think you get those options in the other series that we've talked about. Whereas in mine, you get a game where you literally just build a fallout shelter, a game where you can literally build up settlements and do a pseudo Sim City-like game for yourself and management game. You get the aspects of, collecting people. You don't have to give me the finger, Justin. I appreciate that, though. Whereas the other 2 series are great for what they are. One is a run and gun demon killing game, and the other one's a stealth pseudo assassination game. You've got a series of games where you can play 3 of them as an RPG, 1 of them as an RPG where you go around collecting things to build up your city, and 1 where you just build a city and send your settlers out to go do missions that you then do on a totally separate screen. It's fairly simple for the things that you put out for us 6 weeks ago or 5 weeks ago, whenever it was. The only series of those that actually does what you want it to do is Fallout. And you add in the dystopian factor, the music that we, glossed over, which is real music that it actually exists today, and, a series of good storylines with multiple endings and total replayability. It's truly the number 1 series of the Fallout or of the Bethesda works that I think that everybody should play over any other.
Would you like to add anything to that?
Are you saying I should? Because I think
no.
I went back. I looked at the things I was gonna try to say, but there's not anything spectacular on my notes here that adds to anything that I've already said. So that's it. Open and shut.
Oh, I thought your notes were a comic book. I was like,
no, it's my sweet Marvel Avengers notebook that I got like 7 years ago and I never found until recently.
All right. So is this the part where is this the part where I tell you about the work that I did to talk about all this stuff?
Yes. This is that scene in the movie where the judge makes a speech.
If we want, I could talk about
and then tells the ruling.
Too.
No, that's okay.
I could talk about a series.
Trav. Next time.
Paralegal, do you have anything you want to add to any of these? Or are you just going to be...
Well, if we're talking about what my favorite game series is, especially currently, I would fight Watch Dogs completely. I would fight for
No.
that entire series.
No,
I
abstain.
would fight
No.
for I would
The
fight for
CEO
Ubisoft.
For Ubisoft is a big fan and good friend of former child pedophile Jeffrey Epstein. That whole company can go fuck itself.
Do you know that he?
Okay.
Did you ever see the part of his deposition where they said that he had an egg-shaped penis? Oh boy, I'm gonna send you guys some stuff when we're done recording.
Snacky, the question was, out of these three, which would you play? Not which game are you currently playing? Because
Out
hey,
of-
I could argue for the game I'm currently playing. So, but that's not what this is about.
All right. Well,
Harley, you want to say anything about anything that's related?
I would have to say that out of all three of these games, the one that I would play most would probably.
Who are you getting a Christmas present from?
That's fucking bribery, John.
Hey, Travis, do yourself a favor. Say nothing until December 26th.
That's true. You know, I'm gonna refrain from saying anything.
Yeah, you can.
So you plead the fifth.
I
can be
plead
the
the fifth. I say Borderlands.
Thank you.
You just caught yourself out of 3 Christmas presents.
All right. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through each game in review and give you guys some ideas of what I liked about each game and what I didn't like about each game before I tell you guys. So I have to say I had made my mind up before today, doing like some reading, and like I still haven't done any research outside of like the bubble of this group of people, because I feel like maybe it would be unfair for me to do that. So I've just kind of like reread the notes, rewatched the episodes, and taken some notes on that, because I felt that was the best way for me to get a judgment based on the way that you guys argued the games. I'm gonna go chronologically, but I will say that like my mind was made up before we went into this episode, and my mind has not changed since this episode. So whoever I don't pick, I want you to know that my mind was made up far before this episode. So nothing that you could have done today would have changed anything.
Justin, we have a replacement on standby, right? If she doesn't pick either of our games.
Yes. Yeah.
It's not Travis, right?
No.
Okay, good.
Shut up, you love me.
That's why
Do
in
I?
the other room.
Yes, you do.
What's really funny
okay.
is I'm watching us on YouTube right now, and I think I timed that perfectly, where I actually went over to Justin's side of the screen.
Yes,
I'll know in
you
about
did.
15 seconds.
You did.
Oh.
Yes, you did. I'm watching. You did.
Perfect. I did.
Okay, so I'm gonna start with Fallout because that's how we did it chronologically. I loved in terms of the plot of Fallout. I really loved the idea of kind of like waking up in the middle of a place, not really like knowing the premise, but not really knowing what was going on. I love, like John said, I love dystopian stuff. So it was really interesting to like kind of see different like intonations of the world based on like what cities would have gone through in like a dystopian apocalypse in the future, or like how cities would have like kind of like Mad Max their way through an apocalyptic scenario. I like all that shit, but you guys knew that already. I really liked the idea that you could never really play through the story the same way if you didn't want to. You could play through it as many times as you wanted and have it be different every time. I think that's really important for someone to have, someone like me who doesn't play a lot of video games, to have that ability to have the freedom to have a lot of choice. And that's just, and all of this, I'm just speaking personally. This isn't like, everybody's going to have their different opinion about how they do things. This is just what I would want to do and what I wouldn't want to do for each game. So I really liked that. I liked it sounded like there was a lot of really cool side quests that you could do that seemed really interesting to me. I know we didn't talk about glitches at all, but so I'm not going to talk about that. The one thing that I'll say about like having a world that big draw me back, and this might just be because I have an attention deficit disorder and my executive functioning is like next to nothing. The idea that I have no motivation to finish missions was a real setback for me, because like I need, in order for me to enjoy dopamine that a video game playing is going to give me, I need to be rewarded in like a tangible way. And so the fact that like I wasn't being pushed towards any of those goals, or like, I'm sure that there's things pushing you, but like, like you're not forced to do certain things. Like you're kind of at your own. I feel like there's a chance that maybe I would like play it for a few hours, get like halfway through about 12 different side quests, and then just be like, I don't care anymore. There's nothing keeping me here. That was, but that's just the way that my brain works. I thought the soundtrack sounded like it fucking slapped. All of your mentions of like actual musicians like Wayne Newton and Ella Fitzgerald sounds fucking dope. That's interesting to me. So I wouldn't know what dialogue trees would be like unless I played through, but it sounded like they were okay. Sounded like I'm someone who really, I have like a pretty creative mind, and so seeing the way that saying different things to different those, that would intrigue me and like keep me playing. But the way that you said they sometimes walked in circles, I don't know. I would need more information to actually play to understand. So those are my notes about that. I really I liked the idea. I didn't take into consideration things like Fallout Shelter, like the one where you can do that. I like that idea, but it didn't factor in me Fallout game. I do like the idea of like a storytelling game and then like a one-dimensional shelter building game. Those all sound like things that I would involve myself in. But I don't know if that would make me, that's not something that would seal the deal between these three games. So I liked the non-linear timeline. I like that you can play with a dog, but that also didn't affect my decision.
The only game where you can pet the dog.
So yeah, so those are some of my thoughts on Fallout. I have others, but I'm just trying to go through these, statement. So for Doom, one of my favorite movies of all time is Constantine. And for those of you who don't know, the concept of Constantine is just a guy who is like, his soul is betrothed to hell, and so we fight these, fight hell spawn monsters that come to Earth. I just love that concept.
Second one, right?
I know they're making a second one, which will be really cool. So I love shit. I love movies where like hell breaks loose, so there's like a portal to hell, or like you have to go to hell. Like I love that shit. That's something that draws me, is like the premise itself. I didn't really, so I also like the fact that it's a space game. Like hell in space reminds me of that movie Event Horizon.
Yes.
So there's like an old sci-fi movie. It's not that old, but it's like a sci-fi thriller movie, but like it has to do with space and a portal to hell, and like so it gave me like Event Horizon vibes, which I really liked. I was really into like the vibe of like the gameplay and like the way things look. The graphics were really interesting to me. So that was all like, I was sold on that. The things that made me fall back a little, I don't like the idea of constantly having, so like personally, I can deal with like having to like fight a boss, or like having to like fight things off, but the thought of like constantly at every point like having to fight things off like constantly gives me some level of anxiety. And I know that it comes
It's
in
not
waves, and it's not like
constant.
all
There's breathers. There's breathers. in
right,
it.
but like the fact that that's like an overarching theme of
Yeah.
theme is that there's like you I just like with thinking back of my mind, oh shit, I'm like so sick of killing these things. I just want to like take and like do some other shit. And I know that you said you could do, you know, there was stuff like, but that's kind of like the overarching theme that would like bother me about that. I love the idea, the music sounds great. I love the idea of like heavy metal. That sounds fucking baller. The big fucking gun sounds that I like circled that in my notes a lot because I just like the idea of the big fucking gun. I like the gore. I love a game with gore. I liked the idea, all the things that you told me about the Easter. I think that's pretty cool. I think that for someone who's like not super into gaming, those are the kinds of things, the little like side things that would, you know, maybe keep me in longer and playing. So what I wasn't a fan of, I felt kind of bottleneck. When I thought about it, I felt kind of bottlenecked into my choices for things to do. I do like a lot of like creative choice in my games. So that was one thing that was a drawback, was that I felt like I didn't have a lot of like choices for who I could be. And I know that that wouldn't make sense with her in the plot. Like I know it wouldn't make sense with it, but like, you know, personal preference, which is what this whole thing is. I was like only being able to be one person and not have any control of that to some extent. I thought the dream sequences seemed pretty fucking no, the dream sequences were Dishonored. I like the Easter eggs in Doom. So yeah, I think the biggest drawback to me for Doom was that the storyline could only go to one place. It almost felt like it felt to me like the beginning of the story seemed like it had a lot of possibility, and then as you get through the game, you kind of like bottleneck. And I don't know that I'd want to play that over and over and over. And I know that that was one of the things, is like playability we were talking about. But yeah, so it was. I really did like the theme and the design, graphics, concept. Just don't know if it's something that the setup of the game is something that could keep me playing for an extended period of time, and or playing over and over, drawback for me wanting to ever play it at all. Because games are expensive. It's not something that drops $60. Dishonored, loved the setting. I thought, you know, I'm like a Tim Burton person. The idea of like dystopian Edinburgh, love that. All the graphics you showed me were like, I loved the dream sequences, like I think I actually had a dream that was like a shitty version of one of those dream sequences the night after we talked about it.
That's
and
awesome.
I can't remember. I never write my dreams down, and I really should start, but I remember waking up the next day or the night, and I had like a shitty version of one of those dream sequences where I was like walking through something, and it was like that and things frozen in time. Being like, oh, it's like one of those things. So clearly my brain really liked that. I I love the powers. Like I grew up on Harry Potter, and I love like Doctor Strange and like all that. So like I love like all the different powers that you had to like possess animals and like teleport and like bend time, and like that thing where you could like the swarm of rats was really funny for like a garbage person like me. The concept of the chaos engine. Okay, so I know that was one of your selling points. That it just didn't impress me. Like the chaos, like I don't really like for a whole part of the game to hinge on whether people are like kind of mean to me or like extra mean to me.
Well, that's not how it works. No, it's not a whole part of the game. It's just your surroundings and the ending, and it's not whether people are kind to you. It's how much damage you do. It's whether you kill people versus
Well,
like knocking them out.
whether I don't like that. I don't think I understand. That's another thing that I wish that I had played, like should play it to see what it's about. It didn't wow me just in like in concept. It's not fully open world, so I do like an open world game, but it also didn't feel as like it's as narrow as Doom was, in terms of like, the things that you can do.
Yeah, it's more like Borderlands where it has the sections. Yeah.
I like that it was a little bit more open. There's no character design. I am a fan of the McElboys and I'm a fan of Monster Factory, and so like having sliders that I could fuck around with. I used to buy like the Sims games for my computer just to like make the weirdest looking fucking Sims that I could with the sliders. Again, that's something that like if there's no character design, it's going to be a drawback. It may not be like the straw that's going to break the camel's back on whether or not I'll play it, but I like the steampunk metal vibe. I thought that was really cool. That's like I thought all three of these games had their own distinct awesome vibes. Like I would watch a movie about Fallout. I would watch a movie about Doom. I would watch a movie about Dishonored. Like
Don't watch the Doom movie.
Well, Val, it's perfect you say that because there's 2 Doom movies.
No, but there's no
One of them has The Rock and Carl Urban in it.
that has
Don't watch Doom movies. Don't
You've
watch them.
misnamed the BFG. It's actually the Bioforce gun.
Yeah, but
Fuck you, John.
the big fucking gun. So I would like but I think Bethesda, what it does right with all of its games is come up with like a really incredible core concept, and I love that they take like the concept of dystopia, they've taken it essentially in 3 different very 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 different directions and fleshed it out well in 3 different directions. And I think that's hard to do for one company to have like the same core concept being dystopian or like apocalyptic and take it in these 3 directions and have them all be things that like I would be interested in playing. So I would play all 3 of these games.
Val, right quick, there's actually a 4th one that we didn't talk about, which is where the Nazis win World War II and invade America. We didn't talk about Wolfenstein at all, which is I thought Ryan might or Justin might.
I was very close to choosing that one, and then I thought it was too close to Doom, and I wanted to choose.
It basically is too close to Doom. For me.
Yeah, it's kind of Doom with a different setting.
It's Doom, but 1946.
Yeah,
And you're killing Nazis.
It's Fallout, but medieval.
Oh, that you guys were fucking arguing about before we even started this. I remember you guys arguing about that. Okay, so let me say a couple more things about Dishonored, and then I'll give you some of my like final statements about everything. The gameplay. Sorry, I'm reading my chicken scratch that I circled around. I just wrote Garbador in big letters. Okay. Let me say this. I mean, okay, so there's also like what Dishonored 2. That seemed fine. So I'll say this. General statements about everything. I loved obviously I like the dystopian aspect. I thought that they were 3 distinct ideas. I thought that they were I think that they did a good job making 3 different kinds of games for 3 different kinds of people. I think it would be very possible that if I was sitting here with two other people and we all had to make our choice, that it would be possible for us all to pick a different, like the fact that there's only one that's ahead is only because I'm one person.
So there is another franchise that I would have chosen if I had actually played it, but I could have chosen The Evil Within, and I think that would have maybe have
So
won
did it-
over the other two.
Are Elder Scrolls Bethesda?
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
the Elder Scrolls is medieval Fallout, and that's literally how we described it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
let me
The only one that's different is, like I said, The Evil Within is a horror survival game,
And
but I've never played it. If I had played it, I probably would have chosen that as to try and
if
sway
we were
you.
to drop off one of these three games, Jess, who was on my episode, like loves The Evil Within,
Yeah.
and would have talked about it at length, would have waxed philosophical about it, and you probably would have chosen it just because of how different of a game it really is.
Yeah.
So I know for a fact that if I like the fact that you guys each chose dystopian apocalyptic games, because I think that was the best way to compare them all. I think if I was hoping that no one would do the Elder Scrolls, because that one would win hands down with me. I mean, the things that you guys know about me, like the things that I like to do, like that would have won so easily. And I'm
In
glad.
fact, in my notes, fuck, I went too far.
That's
Uh,
essentially why I said to John, well, you can't just use fucking Skyrim. If you're going to argue Skyrim, you have to argue Skyrim. You can't argue Fallout and Skyrim at the same goddamn time.
Literally, I wrote this: likes dystopian, likes dragons, and then I went, man, I really should have talked about Fallout 76 for like a hair.
So if I say this, since you've already made up your minds, Val, and this is not going to change your minds, but there are theories out there that Fallout and Skyrim exist in the same universe.
So that
And
Fallout
Skyrim takes place far in the
It counts as
future.
the same series. It
So
doesn't
wait-
count as the same series. So what's the point?
Yeah.
Hold on. So that Skyrim exists like
In the
thousands.
same
Not
universe.
Skyrim is Elder Scrolls.
There's connecting elements. There's a plant. There's like connecting elements, like things that you can find that exist in both games.
So you're saying that like Fallout happened and then the world started to regrow and you went back into like this feudal artisanal village society.
Precisely.
And
It's just
Yeah.
a theory. It's not something Bethesda has actually confirmed.
well, who cares about that? Because they're two different games.
Yeah.
And hey, Val, just for funsies,
What?
Let me know when you're about to say your thing, because I have a drum roll like to.
Okay,
this is actually in the Fallout game I didn't talk about.
Oh, nice.
It's a dragon-esque creature.
That's a good dragon.
It's a bug.
It's not a dragon.
Oh, that's a
It's
good
a
bug.
I said dragon-esque.
It's a bug.
Yeah,
It's a
well,
bug bat. It's a bug bat.
So I'll say this, that I thought you guys did a good job comparing them. They out of all of the Bethesda games that I'm aware of, those three sounded the most alike. So and of course, I've got to say, I got to give my compliments to Bailiff Borderlands. I will say I
And
do
Snacky. Give Snacky a little credit, a tiny nugget of credit.
Wait, time out. Can we appreciate one other thing? We can all agree right now that Steve's not going to win because she said she had her mind made up before today.
Well, here's the thing. Borderlands is not a Bethesda game. And so I wanted Steve to tell me about a game that he was passionate about, because I want to hear Steve talk about something that he's passionate about, because I've heard all of you talk about something that you're passionate about. And so I wanted him to
Wait. John, say that one more time. That Borderlands is not going to win.
Do you need it as a ringtone?
No, that's fine. I just had a response. It's just
Borderlands is not going to win.
Is that even
I
hard?
do have to say that if you like all three of these games, you should definitely play Borderlands
Yeah.
because it
you
is.
get aspects of all of them.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
You
Yes,
get a
it
lot
does.
of aspects of all three of them. in
Borderlands is a
Borderlands.
good game. It's just not what we're talking about. We
Right,
gave
okay.
Steve his time, and I don't want to hear the word Borderlands ever again.
Well, I'm going to say it a couple times because I'm going to talk about what he said today. So yes, regardless of what he said today, I was not going to pick his game
Wait,
because
I
not a
think
Bethesda.
it's this way, right? Yeah.
However, I thought that his game sounds intriguing. I love the idea of dragons. I love the things that like he kind of. I love the idea of like an Indiana Jones-esque game. Sounds fucking baller. There's dragons. You can get hair, which I still don't really understand, and I don't think that I ever will. But that's okay.
And yet he spent 12 minutes on it.
Yes,
Right, Steve?
it's
It's a collection quest.
Also,
You go collect it.
the fact that I don't think I've ever heard Steve talk for that long, and it was something that he was very passionate about, and that was awesome. So he gets
Do you
my
also see why I don't talk? Because I could never talk with these guys.
what?
Can you also tell that I could never talk with these guys?
Oh, dude, my mom and I had a conversation one time where it was like one of the first episodes where you kept trying to talk, and I kept trying to get people to listen to you, and my mom goes, "They should let Steve talk." My mom, and I was like, "That's it," and then I put my foot down, and then you talk. But yeah, no, I'm glad that I got a look into your brain because I got to see like the things that you like about Borderlands.
It was scary, wasn't it?
No.
It's jumbled.
Fun.
It's jumbled.
All right, Jay, Hulu with the shit.
Yeah,
I
Sorry.
we still have a whole second half of the episode to
No, I know. We're running. Yes, I can't. Yeah,
All right.
we're running really late.
I love Steve's brain, and I'll Borderlands gets my MVP.
Okay, so I'm going to do drum roll. You tell us which one you choose. Then we're going to talk about what we're going to do next. We're going to do a very short recommendation, and then we're going to end. So are
Okay.
you ready, Val? Ready?
After lots of careful planning and some thought and taking into account, all of the things that were said, the game that I'm most likely to play is Fallout.
I love your booze. I see what makes you cheer. You think this affects me?
Here's the thing. Here's the reason why.
I knew you were going to do that. Like I knew you were going to choose that. So it's
no.
fine.
None of that. So the reason why John paid attention in a way that I wasn't realizing that he paid attention, and then this episode made me realize that he paid very good attention. So I do love an open world. I do love side quests. I do like the fact that I don't have to fucking do anything. Like I'm not forced to do anything. I can just play to do dumb things, which is the reason why I like the Elder Scrolls and Skyrim specifically so much, is because you can just fuck around. Because I'm someone that doesn't like, having a bad guy. That was one of the things that drew me away from Doom was, not constantly having bad guys on my back. The lack of character, the lack of choices and side quests kind of aired me away from Dishonored. So yeah, that Fallout is a game that I could most see myself playing because of the type of gamer that I would be if I was to play video games. But I also hadn't made that decision until a couple of days ago. So this wasn't immediately knew the answer to that.
I would just like to point out
just
that
chose wrong. It's fine.
the Chewbacca
Yeah,
defense is 3 for 3 now.
I would
Oh my
play
God, fuck you, John.
at this point. I would play all of them. There are reasons why if every single one of those games was put in front of me, I would play them. The one that I'm most likely to play myself of my own free will is Fallout.
So you chose the jankiest,
You chose
oldest.
wrong.
No. You're saying jankiest as though it's coming out today.
Okay, this is done. Val has made her point.
Oh yeah. Fallout. It's Fallout.
Yes.
Fucking Fallout. Case closed.
J-Man, in post-production, can you just put some Fallout dubstep right here? I can
Sure, Val.
link that
Or
we don't
sure,
actually
yeah,
put in.
whatever the fuck your name is.
My God, I am a lost slut.
Uh-huh.
You lost, slut.
All right.
Okay, so let's quickly tell the audience. I think we kind of made a decision of where we're going to go next. Correct? Everyone is in agreement with what we were talking about
Yes.
earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chinese food?
What
So
I
next-
joined in on the conversation with is I'm hoping not what we're talking about next.
No,
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 it
no,
is.
no, 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 it's not. So next week is
That
going
would
to
be
be
a
candle.
pretty fun thing to talk about, though.
No, it would not.
We're talking about crocheted G-strings, right?
And a lot of dildos.
But it's no longer Black Friday. We can't get a good deal though.
God.
Oh God.
So next week is Candle Nights. Next week is our yearly anniversary, our normal Christmas episode. We've done it since the beginning. We did it last year. We're going to do it this year. So our Christmas episode, we have special wish presents that we all bought each other that we're all going to open up. Travis has
really pissed if Wish doesn't get me the fucking thing so I can ship it down to you, Justin. I ordered this thing 6 weeks ago and it's still not at my house.
But it's Asia.
We'll figure it out, John.
I might Amazon Prime you something nice.
Okay,
Nice.
that's fine.
You might
it
Amazon.
will be.
I have to drop off mine at Steve's.
I got you all.
Okay, and I have to drop mine off at. I have to give you yours on Sunday, right?
I bought everyone something from baddragon.com. So look in your mail. Bye.
Oh boy,
Wait.
this is Dragon.
Wait, how am I gonna get
Val
rid
has
of his?
something. Val has something coming that I got from Amazon that's nice for her that she can open on Tuesday. And it will be Snacky's birthday. Snacky has a birthday present from all of us. Me and Ryan got it, but we could say it's from all of us.
Literally just a pack of these stickers for him to stick all over the campus because that'd be wonderful.
No, it's actually
would
something
too.
really nice. That he has to open.
I will not admit to this, but I will say that a bunch of these 3-episode podcast stickers are appearing in Southern New Hampshire, Northern Massachusetts, somewhat around Boston. I don't know where they're coming from.
Ooh.
Okay, so next week we're going to be doing our Candle Nights episode. Anybody that's familiar with the Adventure Zone knows what Candle Nights is, but we've kind of adopted that as our podcast holiday. So we're going to be doing Candle Nights next Tuesday, and then starting the Tuesday after that is going to be the Apocalypse Trio. We're going to be talking about the end of the world, which is going to be appropriate because we're going to be going into 2021.
Yeah, because fucking
We're going into 2020 part 2.
yeah, 20 part 2. Yeah. Okay,
You mean
so
13-1?
I think some of the things that we can this is a great thing to seg into because this year's been a clusterfuck and it's a great way to kind of talk about the year in a little way without going back into our post-traumatic stress disorder flashbacks that we'll all have. Also some weird shit has been happening throughout the year, and also the way that the world can't there's ways that the world has been said to maybe be coming to an end, and there's ways that scientists have said the world went. There's just a lot of, and then there's just wacky things like Mars attacks. There's I think it's a great way to ring in the end of this fucking clusterfuck shit butt year.
Here,
I thought you were gonna say it's a good segue because you chose Fallout and now the world is gonna become Fallout.
I mean, all 3 of these games would have happened. But no, real quick, at time of recording and at time of live streaming, today is December 8th, which means this morning, 70 some odd years ago, Japan realized they might have fucked up. But also it means that the last 2 weeks, we have been seeing these giant metal obelisks just appear around the world. So
yeah, in Nevada, Utah?
One was in Utah, another one came out in Romania.
Wait, can we just really talk about really quick? Do you know how they found the first one? It was the whitest shit ever. Do you know how they found the first one?
Wasn't a helicopter flying over it?
Is it a drone?
It was because someone had lost their sheep. It was a flock of sheep or a flock of cows or something.
No, that's not what it was. They have to count the sheep. It was
they had to count the sheep.
Wildlife.
Yes, they had to count the sheep. Well, it was something with the sheep, but they had to count the sheep, and they did it by helicopter. And they found it by doing that.
It's the only way you could count Bighorn.
In a fucking helicopter.
Yeah.
Okay, so Apocalypse, and we're gonna really quick because we're coming up on a lot. Almost 10 o'clock here. So we're going to go into
Ladies and gentlemen, it is recommendation time.
Okay, so John pointed out last week that this has gotten kind of long, so everyone needs to pick one thing and just quickly recap on what it is instead of going into like a 10-minute diatribe about whatever they're picking. So I am going to go first. I talked about it shortly last week, but the game came out and it's absolutely amazing. It's called Immortals Phoenix Rising. It was originally called Gods and Monsters, but they had to change the title. It is a Greek mythology open world Zelda Breath of the Wild-ish game. It's on Switch, PC, and Xbox and PlayStation. I think it's on all of them. So go play it. To my right, left, whatever. Ryan, why don't you go next?
All right. So I've been listening to a new podcast. It's called The Roaring Trainers. It's a live play Pokemon RPG. It's really fun. It's Pokemon set in the 1920s, basically 1920s equivalent, but still like the Johto League and everything like that. Really good so far. I'm already like I think 6 hours in. Really good. All the players are really good. They have an interesting way of playing with Pokemon. Also, Duluth Trading Company for making this. It's great.
Nice.
Yeah.
Better than what I get at my work.
We're going to go with our judge who got it wrong, Val.
Okay, so my brother owns a hard cider company, and it's really amazing. And
No.
it's called. Oh, I wore the shirt, and I wore the shirt. It's called High Limb Cider. They just opened their tap room in Plymouth, Massachusetts. So you can go in and have a socially distanced cider. Amazing, all different kinds of hard cider, all gluten-free, all delicious and wonderful, and have various flavors. They have some great food options too. I always, it sooner or later they'll have like tap room tours and stuff too when life goes back to normal. But like, my brother's an amazing person. He has worked so hard for this.
Hey, Val.
Yeah.
Have him send us some swag, and we'll do an official ad for him.
All right, sounds good.
That I'll throw on episodes.
Yeah, so I mean, so if you're in the Plymouth area, it's at 71 Carver Street in Plymouth. They're they're open on Thursday through Sunday. Go to highlimbcider.com, highlimbcider.com. And you can check on the flavors that they have and the hours of their tap room. It's an amazing space. It's being built, and it's going to be even more amazing sooner or later. There'll be like an indoor game room, and like it'll be adjacent to an amazing restaurant and a speakeasy cigar bar, and like there's all these different things that are happening. And so yeah, it's amazing. I'm so proud of my brother. He's awesome. He's my hero. So highlimbcider.com. If you see it in stores in Rhode Island and Massachusetts, I don't know if it's anywhere else. It might be in New Hampshire. I don't know, but you can search for where you can find it on the High Limb Cider website. But yeah, drink it, visit my brother, and tell him I sent you.
Nice. Steve, you are next.
I would like to do a glitch in Borderlands 2, Tiny Tina's Eye, because fuck you. I'm always, from now on, all my things are going to be on Borderlands and Borderlands 2 because of you guys. Fuck off.
I told you so. I told you so good. I told you it's going to happen.
Yeah, it's fine. So the glitch of Tiny Tina's Eye is actually supposed to be there because when it was originally done, her left eye just yeets itself to the left, and to the right it's supposed to be like a lazy eye, and they kept it in the game because her character is so chaotic that they decided because of all the shit that she's seen is just so traumatizing that they just kept it in the game to keep it in her character, and it rolls over to Borderlands 3, which I think is amazing. Go ahead, John. Fuck
I'm
off.
going to highly recommend that you folks listening to this on Spotify 3 weeks from now join us for a live stream to see all of these jokes happen in real time. It's really, I mean, me and Justin have been making jokes.
Like you tickling me right now on the live
I was
stream?
actually trying to take a picture of me whispering to you to use the Facebook background. But realistically, the real thing I want to say is Niemerg's Family Restaurant out in Effingham, Illinois. This is a place that I used to go to every time we went out to Illinois. One of the best places to get fried chicken, one of the best breakfasts. Can't go wrong. It's right there. And then there, if you look across the street, there's a giant fucking just crucifix, just massive. You could literally see it from the highway. It's visible from space. Not a big religion guy, but it's there. And also go play Fallout 76. The Brotherhood of Steel just launched.
All pass.
Okay, John, we'll go do that.
You can the finger as much as you want.
Maybe I'll go do that.
I'm waiting for a good RPG called Cyberpunk to come out tomorrow.
We'll talk afterwards, but some of the reviews are fucking hilarious.
Yes, it's basically how Fallout 76 was on launch, and it's full of bugs and glitches. But yeah,
nice.
that's Snacky, your last Snacky. What snack are you
Oh,
recommending?
great. Well, I was eating popcorn, but I was actually going to recommend this because this is very nicely made. It was $76 on Amazon. It was.
Why don't you tell the listeners what it is and what the actual purpose? Because it wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't specifically for a background for the podcast. Why do you have it?
It's so we can watch porn in peace.
Before you say that, can
It's
I
a
just tell
room
you
divider,
that
technically, or a changing
I feel
room.
like I've seen this at like a creepy back alley Chinatown massage parlor.
Oh,
Well, yes.
The same one I go to, Val?
Yes.
It's the one that gives happy endings, John. So it must be the same one.
$5.
No.
Oh, John, $5, John.
No racism. No racism. Okay, continue. I'm sorry.
This is not the Onion film. Mino Reiki.
No, did you see the just really quick the Monster Hunter movie bombed in China because they had a Chinese joke in it?
I'm not surprised by that.
So one of the white guys in the film turned around and says Chinese and like points to his knees, and it literally made the film lose like $30 million in China because nobody would go fucking watch it because it had that one joke in it. That's how powerful China is. Wake up, sheeple.
Very good. Thank you.
Okay, Snacky, what's your actual? That's your recommendation.
No. My actual recommendation is because I actually got it and started playing it. Is Watch Dogs Legion again? Because after playing it, it is an amazing game and I really love it. That's about it.
Cool.
By the way, if nobody's watching, it's like a Japanese cherry blossom room divider, and it's quite tasteful. And
right. It's like one of those things they'd put up when you're getting the sucky in.
You're right.
That's not what it's meant to be.
what it's meant to be.
Ooh, looky here, big strong American man.
No.
Ooh,
Your penis.
No,
so big.
Tubuku.
So big penis.
No.
We have tiny penis.
Stop that.
Go bomb Pearl Harbor now.
Don't make me go social justice warrior on you guys.
Listen, I just love Chin Pokemon. That's all I can say.
Oh my god. Who's next?
Not for nothing. We had a whole string of jokes there from the Onion film. We had the Monster Hunter film. We went to South Park like 4 times there.
Mm-hmm.
And I think
Full Metal
I
Jacket.
referenced Platoon a couple of times. So hey, there's a lot of references there.
I still feel like Chewbacca fucked the Ewoks.
Oh my god.
What?
That is how we were ending. I'm reading.
I'm not saying he didn't fuck the Ewoks. I'm just saying that Chewbacca didn't. He didn't even live on Endor.
Just
Chewbacca
because-
never
Like that
lived on Endor.
strange.
your defense was that he had a family, so he couldn't have fucked the Ewoks. That's not how families work. You can still fuck other people if you have a family. I just think Chewbacca has a small dick, and
you
his
think
dick.
Chewbacca? Wait, right? You think Chewbacca tamed that Ewok strange?
Yeah,
God, I
why
hate
not?
this.
Although,
If he had a
although
really
you
small
think-
dick, it still looked like a big dick in the little Ewok hands. And he
Hey, wait,
probably
everybody, shut up.
the only thing
Oh
is,
my
I think it
fucking
would have
God,
been
I am
weird
so
if
done.
he fucked the Ewoks, though.
So done.
Thank you
This
guys
episode
for
is
coming
so
to watch.
over. This
Yeah, it's
Thank
been
you
a
guys
real
for
pleasure
watching
having you all on our
3 episodes of
podcast
Episode.
this evening. If you enjoy what you're listening to, except for this last 5 minutes or so, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification, buy a t-shirt or something so we can put Travis through college.
Hey, can I give you? I gotta read the thing for the last time.
Oh,
Yes,
we're going to do that
please.
now. Perfect. Val, please.
The thing for the last time. Okay. Did everybody do the recommendations?
Yeah,
Yes, we're done.
Great. Okay. Thank you. Okay, for the last time. Thank you for listening to or watching us. If you want to listen to us again or catch up on any of our other episodes, you can find us on Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcasts, SoundCloud, YouTube, and a handful of other podcast platforms. If you can't find us on your favorite podcast platform, please let us know so I can work. Well, I'm not going to work. Justin's going to work on getting you there. Our tag you can use to find us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and more is 3EP Podcast. Our website is 3eppodcast.com. Come check it out. Visit our host page to learn a little about us. Our social media page to see our most recent posts, to our recommendation, and our recommendation page to hear a few more of the team's recommendations. We live stream our episode almost every Tuesday around 8 p.m. Eastern on YouTube. So follow us there. Please give us a like. Most definitely comment so we know what you think of about what we're doing, or let us know if you have any questions for us. My sweet baby Borderlands bailiff, what do they do if they're listening to us on SoundCloud or any of our other platforms?
Like, comment, subscribe. They also play some Borderlands.
Very good. Please also remember to check out our network at giveusashot.network. Giveusashot.network. I said it right the second time. Where you can find our sister podcasts as well, and our t-shirts and other merch. And court is adjourned, motherfuckers.
Nice.
So what you're basically saying is that Ewok had a little people fetish? That's
No,
what
no,
you're
no,
Okay, I'm done.
End it right there.
We are.
End it right
We're
there.
done.